At midnight, the U.S. government went dark. Doors locked, lights off, federal offices emptied, furlough notices posted, whole departments paused. In the next 5 minutes, you'll understand why this shutdown happened, what stops and what keeps running, who it hurts most, and how Congress might fix it. So, what does a government shutdown actually mean? In the U.S., the government can't spend money unless Congress authorizes it through funding bills. If those bills aren't passed, many federal agencies literally lose the legal right to operate. Employees are either told to stay home without pay, that's called being furloughed, or forced to work temporarily without a paycheck if their job is considered essential. As of October 1st, 2025, that's exactly what happened. Congress failed to pass the necessary budget bills or even a short-term extension known as a continuing resolution. Because of that, much of the federal government has now hit pause. This isn't new. The U.S. has had shutdowns before. This is the first in nearly 7 years. The last major one ended in 2019 after lasting a record 35 days. In Washington, that kind of political brinksmanship has become a recurring crisis. Why the impasse? Republicans are pushing a funding package that includes cuts and revisions to healthcare and social programs. Democrats are holding firm. No deal unless ACA subsidies stay in place, Medicaid cuts are reversed, and social safety nets are preserved. In recent days, the Senate rejected a short-term stopgap measure. The disagreement isn't about a single dollar, it's about power, leverage, and long-term vision. With neither side bending, the deadline came and passed. So, what exactly shuts down and what doesn't? Some functions are deemed essential. The military, law enforcement, social security payments, Medicare, and parts of national security. These continued despite the shutdown. But non-essential services pause. National parks may close. Research grants may halt. Government websites may go dark. Agencies like NASA, the EPA, and others often furlough or temporarily lay off staff. In the case of the FAA, many employees will work without pay. Economic reporting and regulatory actions may be delayed indefinitely. The human and institutional toll is immediate. Up to 750,000 federal employees could face furloughs or delayed paychecks. For many, rent, bills, and mortgages don't pause just because their paycheck does. Air travel will suffer. TSA agents, air traffic controllers, and aviation regulators must keep working, often under strain and uncertainty. Services people rely on, from small business loans to FDA approvals, may stall. Some agencies have even been told to draft plans for mass firings, not just furloughs. As always, blame becomes the weapon. Republicans point to Democrats for holding up funding bills. Democrats counter that GOP proposals are extreme, insisting they refuse to negotiate in good faith. The White House has ordered agencies to prepare reduction in force plans, permanent layoffs if the shutdown drags on. That ups the stakes. Unions representing federal workers are already fighting back, suing OMB and OPM for what they argue are illegal threats and overreach. Why do shutdowns keep happening? The mechanics of U.S. budgeting make them possible. Filibuster rules in the Senate force supermajority votes. Legislation is fragmented across dozens of bills, and political incentives reward brinksmanship. Holding nearly the entire government hostage can seem like leverage. In 2019, a shutdown lasted 35 days, inflicting lasting damage to agencies and morale. The memory of that still looms every time funding deadlines approach. What comes next is uncertain. Congress can pass a continuing resolution, a temporary funding stopgap, or try to hammer out a full budget. If that fails, the shutdown deepens. Mass layoffs could become permanent. Economic ripples will spread. Contractors won't be paid. Agencies won't issue permits. Delays will cascade. Public frustration will build. The longer it drags, the greater the political cost for both parties. This isn't just a fight over dollars. It's a showdown over values, priorities, and political power. For federal workers, for people who rely on government services, for businesses, universities, and consumers, the stakes are real. In this shutdown, everyday Americans will feel the pressure long before Congress feels liability. Midnight brought darkness to Washington, but in the weeks ahead, that darkness may spread to every corner of public life. Will Congress break the stalemate, or will everyday people pay the price for political gamesmanship? If this clarified what's unfolding now, check out my breakdown of past shutdowns and what they taught us, linked here.